Area on the bottom right, of course, in this best of 7. Look at that, we can do those things. The bottom right for Aftermath in the red, it's Albino. Upper left here on Fury's Resolve, this is, of course, the new map. It's MSRM. And this one's going to be pretty fun. Albino, of course, very, very good, as no one should be surprised by this one. But Furious Resolve, of course, is a 4-player map. It is true random. There's no locked spawn away, so what you see is what you get. But look at this, MSRM trying to go and take this speed camp early. He's got a vault on the map. Looks like he wants to play very aggressively here in this game number 1, which I think is interesting. I've been messing around a lot with going for like an 11 expand, something like that, because, you know, creep camps are not worth quite as much here. He's actually kiting back a single Shadow Mastiff, a single one of these speed creeps back to the main base, and kind of interesting. He only got one of them. I think he probably meant to kite them all back. I'm not sure. But for now, he does get himself one Fiend. The Scout's going to see, okay, we see what's happening here. As Lancers are going to go try to get the Mastiffs. Again, the goal here, you kite away. Lancers, though, they do not one-shot camps anymore. If you kite away, you might be able to. But for the moment, again, he's just going to go and get this damage. We should see a second Lancer out soon. And so, one Rax setup here coming out of Albino. I'd love to tell you what these builds are, but the game's been out for like 3, or the patch has been out for 3 days. Take the speed camp. Take the speed camp. There we go. MSRM's gonna claim that one for himself. The game has been out for not that long at all. And that means that, you know, I don't know what the builds are. I have some things that I've been messing around with, certainly. And I've been, you know, I've heard some tell of some interesting, very quick Spriggan all-ins, things like that. But right now, I don't know. And I'm very excited to find out. So for now, speed camp taken, health camp is going to get rotated over. And it looks like here, so by the way, Shadow Demons are bugged. They do 20 damage, but if we see what are they targeting here? Yeah, they're doing 5 damage a shot. I don't know exactly why this is, but for right now, you can take them with a bunch of Fiends. The Vision camps are absurdly easy to take. Kind of, maybe even bugged easy to take. I'm surprised he doesn't claim the Vision, but I guess it's fine. You know, you're going to lose that one fairly quickly anyways. So there's a natural now on the way, because the Vision camp's been taken. The health camp has been taken here. And again, I'm just trying to figure out what it is that MSRM wants to go for. So he's capped at 31. Where's his second? Okay, cool. I was wondering, like, where's that second meat farm? Where's that meat farm? There's no way he has the supply cap without it, but no, it's there. It's taken the Vision camp. So he has done a very good job of speed creeping his way on the map. You know, again, camps are not as impactful as they used to be. They're a lot harder to take. They do more damage. They take less damage, and they're just worth a little bit less money. So there is that one. Is now Lancers are going to go try to take this down, but that shouldn't work out all that easily. Brutes just want to put him in a corner, and for now they're just going to run right by. Now these Lancers, do they have any upgrades? Not just yet. Kinetic redirect done in about 15 seconds or so. That means for now they're just going to have to run away. They don't have that speed boost, but we can see, I know I've heard some players talking about going like 1-1, opening Gaunts and opening like Conclave and Bolt. But with the strength of the Lancers, I don't know how good that necessarily is. I know players have been winning, definitely winning with it. Getting even just 2 Gaunts early means you clear the speed camp and the health camp very, very quickly. So there is that. But where you go from there, I don't know. But in this case, okay, so MSRM, this is a different build. I know Jardo's just been playing around with a single vault expand into very, very quick Spire into Spriggans. And I've been playing around with that a little bit. It works out fairly nicely. But this is a double vault opening, so you get a couple less Fiends theoretically. Has he spent, looks like MSRM has spent some Animus on going in, getting all those getting more imps as quickly as possible. But now as the Lancers run in, this is a bit of a problem. Again, there's not a lot of defense here. You do not want to fight with the Fiends. You want to find the Fiends are maybe a surround, but you really don't want to do that. In fact, he's gonna pop out a single Magmadon just to try to keep himself alive. That's 150 Therium. That is 3 Spriggans that this is slowing down significantly. So at the end of the day, that was like 2 or 3 imps going down, but seems like Albino for the moment is going to be okay with this. He's going to be able to back this up. He's not going to, you know, he's not going to lose this vault on the map and behind this. There we go. Twilight Spire done. Second Spire done. Shadow Cleft on the way, which is what you need. Spriggans, of course, you do need the Shadow Cleft, but you don't need to, you don't need anything more than that. So they're a little bit cheaper. You can get them out on tier 2. You get them the fastest possible. I've been able to get them done is about 6:15 or so, 6 minutes or so. I think you can theoretically get it a little bit faster if you're really quick on your timings. So this is going to be right around that. And because of the faster creeping, it looks like getting that second vault is just about the same as getting the first vault, as far as I can tell. Meanwhile, Albino on his side, what's he making here? Nothing out of that barracks, nothing out of this barracks. But there's a hangar bay on the way, a Hornet's getting started here, and there was a beautiful day. There was a beautiful day where Spriggans were really strong. Now it seems like everyone has just figured out what exactly this build is, and it's just getting a little bit hard countered. This is getting just a wee bit hard countered. So I don't know exactly what it is you're supposed to do here. So we're going to have Hornets out. Exos are on the map as well. Do they have Quick Draw Hustle? Not yet. But they're researching it. It's going to be on the way soon. But this Hornet's going to pop. Actually, I guess there already is a Hornet on the map. And when the Hornet's out, I mean, not very happy. Well, okay, there was a Hornet on the way. Where is this Hornet? Is it just never made? I don't know, but for now, well, Spriggans are going to show up here, and 6 Spriggans do in fact beat 4 Exos. But there's a Hornet. Okay, well, watch this thing kill everything. Even though the bonus damage to light has gone down, this Hornet is so strong. It's absolutely stupid strong here with the bubble as well, and this just means everything else can get kited away. There's no Demon Hoof Tremors, and this Bubble Boy is going to go so absolutely nutty. Oh no, what is even happening right now? So eventually the Hornet loses the bubble, and that does mean it doesn't fight nearly as well. And we're going to see the Skull is hopefully going to do something. This army's actually going to get forced back a little bit, even with Quick Draw Hustle allowing things to run away. Notice MSRM, he did eat one of the Fiends, so that means this Magmadon is okay, but a second one of these Hornets is on the map, and you want a critical mass here, but there's nothing on the ground, and now there's nothing really to fight these Spriggans. Yeah, you know, Spriggans versus Exos, technically, Exos don't do bonus damage. That is true. But this is still a significant problem for MSRM. LA's just saying, I hear Monk has been farming people. I have not run into Monk, but his MMR may be higher than mine is right now. I lost so much MMR yesterday trying to figure out how you beat Vanguard players. I don't have an answer yet. I'm sure I'll find out one. I had the first half of my ladder session was great because I was hitting them with this 2-base Spriggan build. It was fantastic. It was doing really nice things, and then life got sad. So anyways, what do we have here? Demon Hoof Tremors is done. The Spriggans are now going to go for a bit of a run by because the entire army of Albino is on the other side of the map. There is no static defense here. So what he's going to look to do is he's going to go try for, I was going to say he's going to go try to trigger overcharge and then go kill the other base, but he's just going to supply block Albino to the ends of the earth. This number of Spriggans does out DPS any sort of mass repair. So Spriggans and Maymace are causing problems. Production's getting shut down here, but return to hangar on all of these on all of the Hornets means that a little bit rough. Now you drop an effigy just to make you last a little bit longer, and of course, you know, with the slow from the Spriggans, with that blinding saliva, you were able to go and be a little bit happier. So, you know, slow down some slow down some bomb production maybe. That's going to work out fairly nicely. Hey, Shadow 921. Welcome. But yeah, so at this point, we have the answer to the Spriggans. They can still be interesting as a harass unit. And okay, so he's going to commit to flyers more, which I don't know how I feel about necessarily. Spriggans do not want to fight this bio ball. That is not going to be a thing. Effigy gets, or Shroud Stone gets dropped, but immediately targeted down because, hey, bonus damage to armor is a powerful, powerful drug. Now, Spriggans are going to go on top on the backside, and, well, you know, they're just dead. Yeah, the Spriggan count is not high enough, and without Raging Tendons, there's no way for the Magmadon to really get on top. Certainly not to chase down. So Third base halfway done for MSRM. Technically, we can call this one the third base, but third Luminite base about halfway done. Albino's had his for quite a while at this point. And this is where the game gets really hard. And this is, again, the patch is 3 or 4 days old. Builds are evolving at rapid pace. But I know when I've been playing this build, oh, hey, there we go. That's going to be a Hornet going down. But the problem is, even with the Hornets are this great early game stabilizing thing where they're able to go and really kill a ton of Spriggans with very few Hornets. And that can work out fairly nicely, as we're going to see. Nice. Oh, there we go. Connections on the backline, just getting on top of these units. Drops the effigy as well. But again, the Hornets, despite getting all this minus armor, despite getting jumped on top of, the Spriggans are going to fall anyways. And even still, this number of Spriggans does not beat this number of Exos. Certainly not with all the promotions that are available. So this is where the game gets rather difficult. Again, I don't know what the answer is. I've been messing around with... we're not an Elder Shrine, by the way. I've been messing around with getting one or two Harbingers with the stun to try to get on top. But the pathing's really weird because there's no phase pathing for air units, so the Harbinger kind of gets stuck in the Spriggan flock, and that feels a little bit weird. So again, not totally sure how to handle that one. But for now, Albino, the supplies are ahead, but the thing that we have to get used to in... Does anyone know a nice mech build with Vanguard? Laser asks. Percival's probably your guy, I think. Percival's been playing a lot of... I've been seeing a lot of people talk about playing Lancer Vulcan, like Lancer mech. I don't think that's very good. I don't think that's particularly good because, well, you just get Weavers and all the Vulcans die and the Lancers die eventually. You just go like Brute Weaver and you're fine. Now, in this case, though, this Bioball is the thing that I really don't know how to handle because, I mean, look at this. Magmadons, they don't have any sort of Raging Tendon. They're not fast, and they just can't get on top. There we go. Free Magmadon on the backside. Yes. 2 damage per shot. 1 damage for against Heavy. 1 just damage in general has been nerfed out here. msrm really committing to the air stuff. He had 4 Twilight Spires. Now he has 3. And that is certainly true. And he has been able to take down the base on the right side, taking down a lot of these Hornets as well. But they're just going to return to hangar, even as fast as they are, even as slow as they are. They're still fast enough to escape. And actually, a single Bob kills the effigy as well. So that's going to go down. This Therian base is going to fall down. And there we go. msrm is going to be very dead in this game number 1. Here we are. It's game number 2. Bottom left, his Spriggan build didn't quite work. msrm, of course, top right. The Bioball still very strong. Still very, very strong. It's Albino. By the way, Titan's Causeway map 2. I'm sorry for the lack of a game sound for just a second, but I'm looking up the Cluckfest. Stormgate. All right. Looks like a laser won last night. Very well done, a laser. Laser Percival finals was entertaining. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. I wish I was. Oh, why wasn't I paying attention? Why have I done this to myself? Because I guess msrm defensively pulled the Shadow Mastiff into his main base, and then Albino tried to use that to maybe kill an imp. Oh man, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? But, you know, mistakes have been made. That being said, this is game number 2. Again, the Spriggan build in game 1 did not really work out. If you get a hangar bay, it doesn't work. It's just the long and short of it. The Hornet is just too strong of a counter to any flying unit that it... Well, maybe not the... Maybe not the Dragon. The Hornet is way too strong of a counter to, like, every other flying unit in the game. So, at least every other Infernal flying unit in the game. So just, the trades are insane. So the rules I've run with a laser is that you can defensively aggro. You can't aggressively aggro. But I may just open it up in its entirety. I don't think it's that broken either way. On my events, right? So the Alpha Navigators Cup may run it differently. Cluckfest may run it differently. In this early version of the game, I'm trying to keep as many strategies open as possible. I'm trying to keep as many strategies open as possible, because I don't know what may turn in, may something that may get patched out. I don't know if there's something that may turn into something that's kind of cool, you know, like in Dota, for example, being able to pull creeps to manipulate creep waves is something that was a bug, or stacking camps, things that were bugs, things that were not built into the game. They're just kind of quirks of how the engine worked. And then, like, okay, actually, no, this is when they made Dota 2, they said, actually, no, we want this to be part of things because we think this is pretty cool. And I don't know what mechanics, what bugs may end up being like that, what may not. So for right now, I'm trying to keep an open mind and keep as many, something that's not just inherently broken, like the ability to go and drop a Shroud Stone in your opponent's base immediately because they also have a shrine, things like that. I'm like, that's a little broken. But anything that is not just so broken that it's just impossible to deal with or just way, way, way too strong, I will, yeah, 100%. That is something that is okay to be. I'm okay with players messing around with it. Yeah, because as Magic Box said, bugs becoming features is classic game design. Yeah, it's classic. It's given us some of the coolest parts of RTS games, you know, muted stacking and things like that. So that's my logic. Agree with it or disagree. You cannot now DSX 777. That was a bug during the Steam Next Fest build, which was Elephant, maybe? Ooh, nice little run by here, shutting down the second barracks, at least for a little bit, you know, slowing it down. Not gonna get a Bob because Bobs are tanky mothers, but at least getting something. That was a bug during the Steam Next Fest where that was something that was under hot debate. Like, how do you ban this properly? Because it was a thing that was just happening in every single game. On the ladder, you're just like, oh, gone, drop a Shroud Stone as well. Good luck. The base is dead. So that has been changed a little bit. That was of course a bug that was fixed. Any Celestials playing today? Yes, Nina is playing Snockstar in our second best of 7, Norris. So this is the first one. Second, of course, will be Nina versus Snockstar. That'll be coming up after this series is done. But for now, a bunch of Lancers. Of course, they have kinetic redirect, so they are speedy boys, and they're gonna try to do this run by thing where, with the bonus damage versus light, they kind of shred against everything. They're trapped in a little bit of a corner here. Look at the hold position. Look at the imps. Now, a couple will go down. It looks like they're not going to get trapped at the end of the day. So that is going to be 3 imps falling down, I think. Just about 3 imps falling down, and now to the main base they're going to go. So this is a couple things. Not only is this damage, this is a scout. This is Albino is going to know very, very quickly that, hey, there's the double shrine on the way. Now, we don't have the Shadow Clef getting started because msrm, he has the money for it, but doesn't have the attention for it at the moment. That's the problem. Now, I think these Lancers, no, they're not going to go down. Nightfall Infestation slows them down, but they get out anyways. And there is the Shadow Cleft, about halfway done. But this damage with this Lancer run by on a map that is just as wide open as it is just so much. So many of these imps are going to go down to the point where he's okay trading these now. Ideally, the low ones, they're going to get away. But there is just... It is insane amounts of economic damage that Albino is able to accomplish at the moment. And behind this, Hangar Bay's done, right? Hornets are on the way. There is not going to be this timing where the Spriggans are good in any way, shape, or form. They're on the map now, and they will kill the Lancers. But Lancers are not faster than before. But Kinetic Redirect was buffed in the 0.0.2 patch, 0.0.1 patch, I forget which. Anyways, they were buffed, so Kinetic Redirect was on tier 1. You could get it much faster. So, double Hangar Bay is going to be the idea here. So we have 1 Hornet popped out, and he's just going to try to kill it. So Infest goes down, Albino doesn't dodge, but he's slowed to high heaven anyways. But there's a second Hornet on the map, and this is just, I mean, you killed an Exo. There is something there, but now all these Spriggans are going to get peeped down. I mean, this one's very, very slow for the moment. But that was not enough damage. Not at all. Babe? That's a new one. My girlfriend has decided that on the internet, she should go by BeoMulf. Anyways, a bunch of Shadow Flyers are going to go down and knock these Hornets. And that's not cheap, by the way. Shadow Flyers are still expensive. So, yes, the Hornets are done from the skies. Yes, we're on double Spire. But that's a lot of Spriggans that weren't made. So, as we see Exos starting to hit the field. Although, are we building Exos? No, I guess the answer is just a double Hornet right now. I was gonna say, as Exos hit the field, well, all these brutes are not going to do very good. The brutes are just going to get kited away. It's just, I mean, the bonus damage versus heavy is really strong, but it seems like that's not going to happen. And remember, Titan's Causeway is the map where it is very, very hard to go take it. Not impossible, but taking a third base, and importantly, a third base for the Infernal is very hard because what you don't have is a third Therium spot. You can go and take this double Therium, cut the trees down here if you want to take this third, but you're very much expanding towards the Infernal player at that point. So you can take the double Luminite setup, but all the Luminite units that an Infernal player has are just horrible. They are not very good. So it feels weird to have 4 Luminite and building all these brutes. Now, I've been playing around with, and I think it's got maybe some legs. I've been playing around with this quick Hellforge idea. Do we have Hellforge? We don't even have a Hellforge, but this quick Hellforge idea where they moved the, what's it called? They moved Soulforge Descendants to tier 1, which means you get an additional Fiend and you increase armor by 10 when you go on the map. It's now, I mean, Spriggans are trying to do something, but there's not a lot that they can do. I think their goal right now is just to keep the Exo count low so you can hit with a bunch of brutes, maybe? I'm not sure. But anyways. So you go and you, Soulborn Ascendants? Yeah, Soulforge Ascendants, which gives you 1 more Fiend, which gives you your brutes 10 more armor. You can get that very fast because now it's on tier 1. It's still 100 Therium, I think it is. It's still reasonably expensive, but you can get it at tier 1. And going for like Shrine Double Vault Hellforge, it feels like it's got some legs. I'm not sure. I'm still messing around. Man, they're so fast and there's no escape here whatsoever. Now, granted, dragging into the Bruiser's fun because the damage versus air is reasonable. And the Bruiser's a heavy unit, so Spriggans actually killed that very quickly. Knocking those down is fairly nice. But now the Bob's going to go pulled, right? Overcharge is here. Third base done. And we have no... I mean, we have 1 static defense. Man, you feel like a Wraithstone might be fairly good, but this single Shroud Stone doesn't really feel like it's going to be enough. And more importantly, there is no... I mean, okay, Magmadons try to get on top, clear through the trees, but they just can't get on top of these speedy boys. And there's not enough Animus, not right now. Not enough to drop a second Shroud Stone to drop one kind of behind everything and get that damage done. So we're going to see the Spriggans, I think, as more of an auxiliary unit in this fight, where the job is to go and slow things down, to make sure their attack speed is slower, make sure their move speed is slower. And as we are starting to see, okay, so Bone Axes are here, of course, but there's no Plague Axes. Nothing to make sure that Infest gets spent. Magmadons pop their stun, and well, that's not going to be all that great. And there's just no good way to get on top of this army. I think what you want to do okay, he's got a flank getting ready here. But I think his base is just going to die. Oh, big flank coming in from the Fiends on the right side. Oh, Infest as well, going to try to drop things down. And with the slows, it's just still too fast. Way too fast. No stun, no Demon Hook Tremors available for these Magmadons. So even as they get on top, they don't lock things in place. And that stun's not as good as it once was anyways. Not really. And by the way, look at the main base here. The Hornets are going to town, absolutely. But now this army here from MSRM, if you can put everything into a corner, if you can trap them in a corner, that is maybe going to be the play. As more stun, well, actually just not even stuns, but more damage gets done here by the Magmadons. Effigy gets dropped, but now trying to put yourself into the healing zone. But the bonus damage versus light actually goes way strong against all of these Exos. Tries to get on top of them, claim the healing zone for himself and his 1 Lancer. Yes, tier 2, tier 3 veterancy available. But it's still gonna die. Absolutely still gonna die here. But has the damage been... Kill that! Kill this thing! It's doing so... You have to kill this. You have to kill this. And it's just not dying. The healing is way too strong. And this opportunity, this timing that maybe existed is just not there anymore whatsoever. MSRM tried to clear the map, force everything back, and this single Het Lancer is just shutting down so much. Yeah, the BeoMulf is faster even with the slow. So by the way, that singular Lancer with plus 20% weapon damage is just, it killed every single god. It killed every single Gaunt. You really just had to target that down was the thing. And now, well, speed lancers, bye. Gaunt's getting evaporated. In these previous patch, lancers were tanky boys. Now they're just assassins. And msrm is extremely dead. msrm is extremely dead in this game. Yeah, I'm not balance whining. I'm sure there will be answers that we find out eventually that make this matchup a little bit more even, but for right now, this matchup feels very, very hard for the Infernal player. Anyways, that's going to be game number 2. Albino goes up 1. All right, we're here. It's game number 3. And as a reminder, if you want more Stormgate stuff, you should go. If you want me to be able to run more of these, first of all, you want to go support these players, msrm, Albino, Nina, and Snockstar later on. There's a Matcherino link, ! Matcherino in the chat. I would much prefer if you donate money to the prize pool versus subbing, although it is September, so you can get a discount on subbing to me. Just saying. But I would much prefer if you go and donate to the prize pool versus subscribing to this channel. Both help me out, but making sure these players make a little money off of agreeing to play today is absolutely the way to do it. Infernal OP race, Aliper says, nerf Gaunt, nerf Brute, Magmadon, Spriggan, Dragon, and all the units they have. Well, if you nerf them anymore, I think all the units, I think all their units start to heal the opponent instead of actually doing damage at that point. That's how that works. But anyways, yes, I would love to see how a Laser's been playing this. Unfortunately, I don't know that I have anyone that can go that I can really organize with and to go in and try to add a third. Ooh, nice job there. Albino goes snipes one of the oozes, drops another one. Ah, he got it too. Oh, okay, this is a problem. He's got. Oh, I don't know if he got the third one, but I know he got 2 of them. Ah, Laser's just cheesing them. Don't let them get there. Okay. Are you doing the Spriggan thing, Laser, or are you doing something else? Are you doing the Spriggan thing, or are you doing something else? Oh, wow, that's weird. We went from 144 viewers to 47 viewers on Twitch. Something is, Twitch analytics being a little bit weird today. Not exactly sure what's up with that one. Anyways, we're on game 3 right now, and msrm, of course. Well. Laser will, Spriggans and Fornit's Gaunts. Okay. Those are like 2 or 3 base all-ins. Yeah, I'm just like, I was looking at this, and it's like, you know, it's not a big deal, right? We're just hoping people are if helicarriers do leave, that's been kind of my experience as well. Nice job, msrm, by the way, zoning this scat out. He really is looking for that last hit. It's not like he does a lot of damage. 5 damage a shot. All right. It is something. Ooh, looking for the surround there. Not going to find it. That is something I wish they would fix with pathing, where it is surrounds don't seem to matter. It feels all the units, I guess, because of the box around them to prevent clumping is my guess is what's happening here. They don't really surrounds don't trap. So, you know, you get on top of all these units and they have a way to get out. It doesn't really do all that much. So I wish that was a thing. I think that would actually help out quite a bit. By the way, someone added another $5 to the Matcherino. I'll go check out who that is in just a second. But thank you so much for donating to these players to allow me to put on more events like this. Bea, was there some sign-up sheet for this, or how can I play for this one? I reached out to 4 people I knew and said, hey, you want to go and you want to play a best of 7 tomorrow? This was very last second. Otherwise, I would have done some sort of sign-up. I think in the future, I'll try to make this a little bit more organized. Nice little surround there on the Lancer as well. So we talked about how, you know, surrounds don't really seem to stick all that well. Well, in this case, he does get a Lancer, and that is going to be very, very nice. Oh, BeoLab here as well. Notice, by the way, what msrm has done. He's actually zoned out the Bobs, trying to make sure they don't have surface area on the repair, but I don't think that's really going to matter. So BeoLab is going to get up, Lancers are going to get up, and Spriggans are on the way. So that is the story. That just seems to be how msrm wants to play right now. He thinks that Spriggans are the solution to things, and it has been the way I've been playing. This seems to be the best opener. Everything else just feels really hard against the Bio Ball. Again, I saw a lot of kind of Lancer mech in like the first day or so, and I know Prime Scout's gonna say Lancer Vulcan is the way to play. Just get Hornets if you need some sort of anti-air. I know that is what Prime Scout's gonna say. I know that's what Prime Scout is gonna say. Albino does not seem to agree, but certainly. But the other thing is, like, if you're going this Lancer build, Spriggans are very nice. Weavers can be solid, but they aren't light units, so they do take that bonus damage. Again, the reason they're nice is because Lancers have 260 HP. They have a lot of HP, and certainly once they level up, they have a tremendous amount of HP. So you do have that. But Spriggans should be on the map soon. Actually, they can be on the map right now. Shadow Cleft is done. Where are our Spriggans? They have not been made just yet. Maybe? Where are they? Is this are we saving up? Oh, MSR. Oh man, it is so easy. It is so easy to get supply block going for the style, because you're banking up all these charges and then all of a sudden you're not. So MSRM 50 out of 42. Just again, really kind of in this rough supply spot where you want to have 4 to 6 Spriggans on the map right now, and you don't. So that means, well, actually, Albino's massively supply blocked as well, so this is a bit of a problem. It kind of balances out at the end of the day. The Spriggans they're there, they exist, and they're going to get scouted because the vision camp gets taken right in time. But also the Hornet's going to take a while to pop out. So if Spriggans can get across them, if they can get on top of this hangar bay, they can make it so that nothing, like one Hornet pops out and that'll be it. So this timing is actually very, very potent here. So now, again, look how much slower it takes to get this down. If he snipes the hangar bay, the Spriggan numbers are actually, they're going to go to a level that they can't really start to develop at. So it takes a while. Now the Hornet's going to start to pop out a little bit more. Overcharge is going to be there. More Spriggans are going to start to arrive. Bruce as well. We drop the effigy away from where everything is. Now it's going to get taken down. But the hangar bay's dead in a single... Oh, man. A single Hornet doesn't do enough here. Maybe with mass repair? No, it's not. Maybe repair turret. Repair turret seems to be doing extremely well. You need more Spriggans to burst through this. But for now, you know, we certainly see the Lancers fall. They don't have that... Oh, well, I'm trying to slow down a little bit. Oh, thank you, Jables, for the sub. I really appreciate it. But now, I guess there was a second hangar bay in the main base. Yeah, second hangar bay in the main base. So even taking one of these hangar bays down, not really enough. I mean, they're slow. They're very slow, but you can just go promote them. That's a nice burst heal. And then look at this repair-matic. Nothing dies under this repair-matic. So that was probably MSRM's best opportunity, I think. But now the Spriggans are just gonna die. They die. They can run. Do we have any Shadow Flyers? Is he making those? Do we have Conclaves on the way? No, we do not. So it's just gonna be Shadow Flyers. And again, this idea: if you have Shadow Flyers, you can turn around on the Hornets, burst them down, and then, well, there's no anti-air, right? If the Hornets are dead, there's no anti-air. Seriously though, Exos had a Shadow nerf. They feel like they do half damage now. As an Infernal player, I don't feel like that. Anyways, Spriggans are now going to show up on the other side, and hey, that's a free Hornet eventually. I mean, they take very little damage, but they're slow. They have to run away. That's going to be a dead Exo as well. Now, this third base under heavy threat. Now, if you get the Spriggans home, that's going to be interesting. But, oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. So, oh, man, 350 Luminite down the drain. Does not feel very good. The Spriggan, again, does not kill Exos very quickly, but at least they don't shoot very fast. And now, well, Magmadon runs forward. Quick Draw Hustle is good, but when you're slow, not quite as good as otherwise would be. Tries to get on top of these Exos. Get on top of the Exos, you're fine. But the Spriggans on the other side, they've died as well. And for the third time in this series, the Spriggan build just does not seem to work. And this one was probably the best opportunity. This was probably the best opportunity for anything to happen. Because, hey, one of the hangar bays went down. I mean, yeah, it was something. And now, well, the ground army's going to fall a little bit, certainly. But we have no Shadow Flyers. So the Spriggans, they just die. It's the long and short of it. The Shadow Flyer, the Spriggans, they just die. There are Gaunts here now, and that is something. But we certainly don't have... oh, there we go. Nice drop of a Shroud Stone. But there's no third base. Now, granted, Albino's on 2 bases as well, so there is that. But without a Ritual Chamber, and I don't think we have one. Yeah, without a Ritual Chamber, without Plague Axes, without speed, it's not very good. Snowdrop W saying that, ah, man, Exo used to one-shot Magmadons. Now it takes 4 shots. Oh, no. And yes, the game does look much, much better. To the point, actually, I'm looking at the terrain and the lighting, and some of the units is like, man, it's almost like the people were like, oh, you know, it's unrealistic. Well, the terrain's almost a little too realistic. The point where it feels a little bit weird. I don't know. We'll get there, right? There will continue to be visual passes. But for now, third base on the way once again. There's the ritual chamber. Again, very slow. msrm banking a ton of therium. And I gotta say, I am very surprised to see him take this base. And, oh, okay. Well, Shadow Flyers not gonna aggro. Notice the split away, because once Shadow Flyers start to attack, they cannot stop. So ideally, you're committing the Shadow Flyers onto the cluster. Okay, well, he's going to take 1 for 3 Shadow Flyers. Not really the most cost-effective trade, certainly as the minus armor doesn't apply to the rest of the Hornets. And that is a little bit painful, but if you can slow them down... Oh, the bubble as well. I mean, the counterplay here is just... If you can pull it off as the Vanguard player, the counterplay is so strong. No, I mean, Prime Scout, I was never complaining about that. I was one of these people that really didn't care about the visuals at all. I thought it looked fine. A bunch of people said, you know, visuals are too bad. I don't really care. And it does look a lot better now. I just feel like the terrain and how realistic the terrain is versus everything else in some situations can just be a little bit of an uncanny valley. I don't know. But anyways, third base now done, mining off of it. I am very surprised that we didn't see msrm try to take this base, because therium, good unit. Therium, in fact, very good unit, as the Spriggans are actually... Maybe they're not. I thought they were killing the brute. Apparently they're not. But here comes another army here. And this time, this is where the bio ball gets scary. The Lancers and Exos, sure, fine. They're a problem. When you add the med techs on top, when you add the healing on top, it becomes very difficult. So for now, we're going to see a Shroud still get manifested and will die immediately here. But if you get Magmadons on top, ideally you drop the slow behind them. You drop the slow right there. There we go. Now try to get trapped. But unfortunately, the Magmadons, their stun was really a little bit too fast. So now they can't really get on top. They don't have that ability. Demon Hoof Tremors, not even there. But again, that bonus damage versus heavy is really nice. Gaunt's try to run. Now Effigy moves forward. And do we have... No, we don't. So there's no infest available. Not in this army. But now try to clear these trees up, I guess, from msrm. I don't know that's the play necessarily. But now as these Exos continue to start to go down... If you get the Exos down into a manageable number, the Spriggans and everything else can kill the rest. And then Magmadons, they really do go ham. But... overcommitment, name of the game here. Once these units start to go, and now there's the stun, and that does buy some engage. But I feel like when you open what's it called? Why am I blanking on the name here? When you open Shadow Cleft, there we go. When you open Shadow Cleft like this, because you're going Spriggans, I feel like it's almost better. And yes, bonus damage versus heavy is we can't actually show that up, unfortunately, but on the trample, bonus damage versus heavy is very good versus these Lancers. But I feel like going and getting just a single, getting the stun, getting Seismic Slam on top of the on top of a Harbinger, just dropping this kind of from behind on top of a lot of the Exos enables an engage. And I think it's actually, it can be very strong. I think it's very excuse me. There's no way to... Does turning off Drag Scroll work now? Is my question, because I know it didn't. Turning off Drag Scroll didn't do anything last time, or yeah, or it's turning off Edge Scroll. Didn't really work last time. Still doesn't work. That setting is bugged. Anyways, base on the right side will fall down here. Bonus damage to heavy means these Exos, they just shredded. Yeah, they've been nerfed a little bit, but more than enough to take this base down. So now it's a two base Infernal player. Albino, he's on 4 bases. He has that power to him, building these bobs 3 seconds faster at a time. I feel like they may have overtuned that just a little bit, just a tiny bit, you know. We'll see. Where are we going? So we're only on Central Command, but High Command is on the way. So that means that we're going to get to helicarriers eventually. And, you know, we talked about this bio ball and how hard it is to kill. msrm, he got the chase. That worked out fairly well. And he does have an Elder Shrine, which importantly means he heals 4% white health per second on creep. he will be able to go, and he's going to have Raging Tendons very quickly. So that means eventually the Magmadons are going to be able to get engaged. Before then, it's really, really hard, so you got to kite backwards. Of course, we don't even... There we go. Now stuns go down a little bit, but again, you just kite away in these. They're just very, very, very scary. Shadow Flyers on top don't do anything. That's not going to work out, but again, I feel like you just need to wait for Raging Tendons. Otherwise, you just don't get the engage you're looking for. So ideally, you bring everything on top. Now, there we go. Raging Tendon seems to be done. Gets on top of everything. Slow on the backside. This has to be the timing. Coming on out. And the Infest is there. Tries to kite on forward. There has to be another one. Has to be another dash on top of things. The heals are going to get taken down. msrm has found his timing. You wait long enough. The Elder Shrine's there. And the Helicarrier's not really possible. Not available. Not just yet. Spriggans as well. You got to dash forward. Keep this momentum going. But even still, even as this happens, tries to get on top of all the extras. Everything gets kited down, running away and disengaged. Now, this, you killed a lot here. You reset the supply. This was good. This was very, very good. But you need more Magmadons. You need more Therium. You need to get another army up. This was step one. But if you can get a flank in for step number two, if you can go drop a Harbinger with a stun in step number two, maybe that's going to be the play. And maybe I'm just weird. I do believe in Seismic Slam. I do think that is something that has to get added in later into this game, and I think it's just something that has been underutilized. It's not even all that expensive. It's 250 total Therium, I think, to get one Harbinger and to get Seismic Slam. Hey, CD and Shepard, thank you so much there for the Prime sub. Glad you're here on this Sunday afternoon. But now there are other attack angles, right? This is where things get scary. Now, Wraithstone is actually super powerful in this setup. If you can go, if the army is in position, the slow is very nice, but unfortunately, msrm not able to get the engage. Now, the Wraithstone's done that. Is Therium down the drain, and, you know, percentage damage is good, not maybe necessarily enough. And this Magmadon is just getting taken down. Shroudstone Manifestation, though, is really nice. Infest on top of the entire army as well is solid. But because we're in tier 3, because there's survival protocol available, these Exos are just, even when they die, they don't die. Even when they die, they do not die. Even still, Exos, well, Gaunt's trying to get on top of things. There we go. Tier 3 available as well. So we do have the Shroud upgrade. That is something that means that this effigy can be placed much further back and still drop Shroud on everything. This Magmadon on the left side is the problem. This a Wraithstone? No, it's just a Shroudstone. Okay, and Flaming Imp's available, but you have to pair things up. There needs to be a slow. There needs to be a stun to make sure that things happen. I think actually, so they brought it back, right? Flaming Imps are it's a 1.5 second activation time, I think, and the Harbinger stun is 2 seconds. So I think I am, as I'm watching this more and more, I am becoming more and more of the belief that you go Flaming Imps, you get a Harbinger stun on top, you go Seismic Slam, and you just drop them on top. And there really is, the only counterplay is whatever units don't get hit by Seismic Slam. Oh, it's 1 second now. Okay. Now, it was 1.5, now it's 1. Because a bunch of Shroudstones are going to get killed, not canceled. That's a bit unfortunate. And, oh, hey, there we go. Some decent connections. Meanwhile, Spriggans on the other side, they just don't do a lot of harass damage. That's the problem. So Spriggans, they're doing what they can. Man, these fights from msrm are just a little bit disjointed. That Hellborn timing was very nice, and this is the problem. This is the late game problem with Infernal player, or with Infernal. Realistically, there's no good way to go and spend your money. You know, you run out of Therium. Oh, around the corner here, corners are a Terran's best friend. They are certainly a Vanguard player's best friend as well. You just kite around it, and it just does not work. So that's still a Shroudstone, no Wraithstone. More Imps have been made. And you have to hit a flank here. You cannot just go and kind of go front to back. The armies are just too fast. That is going to be the story, long and short of it. Bubble here on top of this Lancer, so it's just not going to die. Shroudstone falls down once again. Magmadon stun. And the slow, hey, Infest is good. But this needs to get paired up. You cannot hit one-on-one, which is what's happening. It's like one structure, one unit. And the trades are just way too bad now. At this point, there were some opportunities. I started to believe a little bit. Just once you lock on, once these Imps lock on, they can go a mile, kited on top. But anyway, once this snowball starts to happen like this, it becomes very hard. I thought msrm had an opportunity, but he just didn't have the eco. And at this point, msrm is up a base. msrm has just way too much, and no way to spend this 1500 luminite at all. It's just not useful. It just doesn't do anything. More hornets are getting made. No even helicarrier is necessary. Albino has the tech. He has the timing. He has everything that he needs to break this game down. And this was a much closer game from msrm. He had those timings. He had that tier 3 turn that looked really good. But at the end of the day, just not enough. And this just late game kite, nanoswarm, anything that's nanoswarm doesn't die at this point. And msrm will fall down. Game 3 also goes the way of Albino. So Lost Hope, of course, is a map. By the way, we got to talk about a couple things. No longer is this pseudo-random. This is totally random spawn. You can be cross spawn, north spawn, vertical spawn, horizontal spawn. All of that is gone. That has been fixed. It is now truly random. But the thing I want to talk about here is notice what we're seeing. This is a double vault opener from msrm. He's not going any quick expand build because there are so many creep camps on Lost Hope in particular that even though the camps have been nerfed, it is worth going for a map control play. It is absolutely worth going for a map control play. The money on the map is totally worth it. I love it, by the way. My roommate just went and texted me. She's at a farmer's market. She's like, I got these fun things. I got like a basket of shishito peppers and some other stuff. Like, I just thought that you might have fun cooking with those because I do most of the cooking in the place. Psionics. Oh, did you just double the prize pool? Sorry, 1 second, losing the game sound. Psionics just doubled the prize pool. Thank you so much there, dude. Did you have a message with that? So glad to see more content. Absolutely. Glad you're here, Psionics. Psionics single-handedly making sure that this making sure that we can run more events. So I'm gonna try to run these every Sunday, get some sort of sign up going where we're just gonna run 2 or 3 best of 7s and have it be community funded and see where we can go with that. I think that makes a lot of sense. So if you want more of these, first of all, again, make sure to follow on Twitch. Make sure to go sub to the YouTube channel because this does live stream on YouTube as well, not just Twitch. Donate to the Matcherino pool because then I can say, hey players, go and look, we get money on the Matcherino. It's great. Also, if you want to sub to me, donate to me as well. I do appreciate it. Makes it a little easier to justify the time things that are happening. But also let me know what matchups you would want to see. I think that's the way we're gonna do this. Not tank is a great solution to look at like Swiss and bracket stage stuff. But I like this idea of doing a kind of a money match type of setup where if we want matchups, if people want matchups. Hey, Harsbro, thank you so much for gifting the community a sub as well. You're awesome. I really appreciate that. But anyway, if there are matchups that people want, I'll try to get them organized. I think that is maybe a little bit more interesting to kind of do a Stormgate Sundays, Sunday Showdowns type of thing. I think that's a fun idea, you know? Gift Celestials, I want to know how to get good. Well, we have Nina versus Knockstar coming up after this. So, don't worry, we will have some Celestial versus Infernal. Laser versus Lucifer next Sunday. That might be a little more expensive to pull on. A Laser, what would the price will have to be for you to play Lucifer in a best of 7 next Sunday? If you're still here. I don't know if you're still here. But anyways, it's really this because this is a double vault opening. You just go and the goal is to take all the creep camps. And it is a little bit harder for Vanguard players to be out on this map just be out on the map as much. The scouts are no longer free taking every camp, so you do have to be. And Lancers are no longer as tanky. They are more expensive. They do more damage against light units, but they're not quite as tanky. So there's that. For now, though, we're going to see a bunch of Lancers here. They're going to take some camps, and Albino's going to try to go and maybe counter creep just a little bit. And in the meantime, yes, a lot of these camps are going down, certainly. It's a lot. These Therium camps are very hard to kill. Oh, it's bugged right now. So sometimes it's not bugged. I guess if wait, okay, is this? I'm very curious. So we're going to see the brutes kill this thing eventually. Attack this thing eventually. Yeah, I don't know what the bug is. Sometimes you click on it and it doesn't actually tell you what the setup is. But anyways, it seems like msrm has a way to deal with this, right? You surround each one individually. You tank with the brutes, the fiend skill. Okay. It does require a little bit more micro to make sure you don't lose a ton of stuff killing these more expensive camps now. But msrm has his side of the map. He's expanding behind this, of course. Greater Shrine done. Double Twilight Spire on the way. Again, oh. Okay. They do fight brutes better than last patch. That is true, Snowdrop. They fight fiends much, much better. But they do take more damage against fiends and gaunts. So in general, they are just better. They are better against brutes. In general, they're better against brutes. In general, they do more damage, so they're better against gaunts. If they get on top of them, if there's a brute line, they're not as good because they take more damage from the gaunts. So it's kind of a it's kind of a numbers game, realistically. But for now, we're gonna see the Lancers run across. Of course, they do bonus damage versus structures, but it's only 5. You know, there we go, +5 versus structures. So it's only 5. In the meantime, though, taking some of these camps back. Speed camp is gonna go. It was claimed by a Lancer. Albino just sending these Lancers that are not that expensive, right? It's 100 Luminite early on, not a big deal, and do what we can find. Meanwhile, Hornets getting started here, and do we have Ritual Chamber's done? Ritual Chamber by itself doesn't do anything. Now, the logic here might be, okay, I'm going to get some Gaunts, and I'm going to see what you do. If you go Hornets, I'm going to go and start to get Gaunt upgrades. If you don't go Hornets, I'm going to go Spriggans. But, I mean, let's be real here. If you go Spriggans, the Hornets will follow. So, I'm not exactly sure why this Ritual Chamber has been taken so quick. I guess he just wants Plague Axes faster. Fair enough. I mean, it is more expensive. It is... to build the structure, it's 50 Therium. It's 3 Spriggans worth. It does slow your Spriggan count down by a reasonable amount. But I guess, you know, in this game, if you're doing this setup, and you know, if you're doing this setup, you go and you're like, okay, well, my Spriggans are on a timer anyways. I guess they're not really going to do all that much. So Spriggan's now trying to take the habitat down, but the mass repair is going to be there. So they are pulling mining off Therium. That is something. They're going to get this habitat. Okay. Habitat will fall. Now, this Spriggan tries to get on top, but again, with mass repair underneath, it's not going to go down. But you traded 50 Therium for a habitat, but it's only 4 Spriggans. And I think the interesting idea here is you get as much damage as you can. You get as much damage as you can done, and then you immediately go on to the follow-up. I don't know that we're going to get any more Spriggans made in this game or for a while. Instead, it's going to be a bunch of Gaunts. Again, Plague Axe is just about done. A Reaper Rush on the way behind that, of course, and it's going to be this big brute Gaunt timing, I think. I'm not convinced. I don't know. Again, the game is 0.1.0 has been very new. 0.1.0 is just literally just been added in 4 days ago. So meta is changing game by game, day by day, and it's really interesting to watch it evolve. So as we try to figure out what's happening here, I don't know exactly what the answer is going to be. Now, Bubble's going to show up. Oh, Shadow Flyers. I mean, you cannot. That bubble just... Yes, you can do damage through the bubble, but it is still kind of painful. So, msrm third base now done. Building a couple meat farms because, well, man. Scaling, or I guess supply scaling for Infernals feels weird because you don't feel like you need... you don't feel like you need all that many meat farms, and then all of a sudden you're just constantly supply blocked. So anyways, for now, we're going to see the second tier. And the first tier camps are good, but not great. They were nerfed overall. The money that they are worth was nerfed. But now, looking at setup here in game number 2, or as we go into round 2, they're worth more. So it really is important to go take the second tier of upgrades kind of as quickly as possible. The second tier of that second tier of creeps as quickly as possible because it is a significant cast injection. What do we have? Reaper Rush. Most of the way done. Twilight Spires, of course, they have this Spires have tons. They're fully charged up. Here's the story: is Demon Hoof Tremors are complete as well. Okay, Elder Shrine's on the way. So tier 3 much quicker. Demon Hoof, or what you want is Raging Tendons, I think. Yes, this is a best of 7. I'm torn. By the way, as we take a look at the overlay, so I amended the overlay. Do you all want to see, would you rather see a constant best of 7 kind of right like to the left of where it says Stormgate Sundays, Or do you like using the in-game rotator up here where it says Lost Hope and then rotates with everything? I don't have an answer. I don't know. Now, okay, we're going to see... I don't know who got that necessarily, but we did see some damage getting taken by the Hornet. Certainly that is the case. But for tier 3, I think the biggest thing, once you get to tier 3, the biggest piece of value you can find... Ooh, Shadow Flyer, knocking down the Hornets. Very nice. Well, only one's going to get out of that one. And look at this armor this thing has. Where we are. Minus 150 armor. That is pretty significant. But now fight in the middle here. And we do not have Raging Tendons just yet. Tier 3 is not done. And you don't want to take this fight in the middle of the map before Raging Tendons is done. It's just not really something that is viable. For now, okay, we're going to see on Shroud. So Infest is getting applied on some of these units. Magmadons have to run forward. Once that stun is done, you kite away. You do not want to lose them. 150th gas. 150 Therium is very, very expensive, but we can see the Lancers starting to fall down. And once the Lancers fall, Gaunts can do a lot more. But even still, with this bubble, I mean, you bubble this Lancer, and he just chases everything down. So for now, is there a Hexen on the field? I think there may have been Hexen on the field. I think that that may have been some sort of acid trap. Yeah, okay. Hexen Mastery is on the way, so there is that. 4 bases done for Albino at this point, and msrm taking the north side. 5th and 6th base. Again, the Therium here is the key thing. What does he have? Does he... no Raging Tendons still not available. Where is that? Raging Tendons done now. So again, this is the timing we saw last game. This was the powerful timing here. We have Raging Tendons. You have that ability to go and get on top of the army and take it down, but it still has to be a flank. It is still has to do something for you. And I still, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I think they'll add that eventually. I have deeply... oh, no, these imps. I don't think they can flame on either. Oh, no. Oh, God, that's a problem. That is so much economy potentially going down. But now fighting in the middle here. Raging Tendons, very nice. Slow. Albino's going to get hit by that one as well. Do we have any more stuns available? Anything on top of this one moves onto the right side. We're going to see Exos start to fall. And this one, Magmadon, seems like it's going to survive for now. It wants another stun, wants another opportunity, but will get targeted down. Now Miasmas are here. 700% damage. Miasma on the right side as well, trying to make this fight happen, but there needs to be some Shroud. There we go, gets dropped down. Some more Infest gets dropped. More Infest available, but again, it's a problem. The kiting is there. The healing is there. Magmadons fall down. These fights are always front to back. I do not think that you can take these fights without some sort of flank, without some sort of angle to get on top from something else. Even just maybe combat drops. You know, get a Harbinger, drop 2 Magmadons on top of the army. Now, this is potentially some value here, as oh, poor imps. These poor beebs. These poor little imps. I was gonna say, you know, potentially a bit of a blunder. You trap the army into a corner, but doesn't matter at all. And now the Shroud Stone is gonna get taken down. And msrm is against the ropes. 40 supply down. Trying to take this fight out on the north side. You know, he's going to kill off all these X's, I think. There is that. I mean, man. Yeah, there we go. So they're going to start to fall down. They still are infested. So this army will fall. And in the middle of the map as well. Actually, wait a minute here. Infest Miasma goes down. Nightfall Infestation as well. Now, Shroudfall would go nutty here. Shroudfall would be so important in this setup. But he's just getting dove on top of nothing to box out. Nothing to make sure these Lancers... nothing to make sure that they just don't take. They just run on top of all the Gaunts. And now, by the way, Mitigative Guard's done as well. So they've -2. They are just as stronger now than they were before the patch. Now that we're on tier 3, you know, again, the Magmadon bonus damage versus heavy is solid. And msrm desperately fighting here. The base never died. He lost a lot of his imps. And it is 5 bases to 4. I don't know that Miasma felt like a death train. It is still significant damage. I don't know that Miasma... I think Miasma is still kind of fine. Oh no, well, more imps are going to fall down here. And again, without the way... you can't even explode them to try to make something happen. And without any sort of stat... oh, there we go. There's the explosion. But that is all the imps. Every single Therium imp just cannot get on top. And you just kite away. You have to hit a flank. You have to force them to fight into your army. You have to go and give them something. Make it not a simple, okay, I'm just going to run away. You cannot just let them run away, because if that happens, I mean, game is just, it just does not go well. And the lack of static defense here as well is a problem. We're going to see Shroud Stone get manifested. Imps are going to start to explode. You know, this is, oh, there we go. I mean, if you can get on top, they connect, they're solid. But they just don't want to connect. And I think at this point, the decision is very simple for msrm. I think the decision is just very, very simple. This army is away. I have to pounce on the army in the middle. Maybe that's going to work out. Effigy gets dropped here, and it does have the upgrade. Miasma goes down as well. Effigy not going down until right now, gets dove on top. Again, Shroudfall in 5 Animus. Drop the Shroudfall. It's so important. Everything has to be on Shroud right now, and it's just not. The army's getting taken down. msrm losing everything here. And yes, he's got 1,700 Therium in the bank, but it's not enough. It's a 4-0 for Albino. It's a 4-0 for our Vanguard player. The solutions were not there. The games got better as the series went longer, but no solutions just yet. And Albino takes it 4-0. Now, of course, if you like this and you want more Stormgate action, sub to the YouTube channel. Make sure to go and follow me on Twitch as well, because these are going to be happening every Sunday. Best of 7s money matches. I'll see you there.